Hello and welcome to Todd Rolls Dice, where we have another Black Library Roundup video. So this is teasing what's coming for Black Library, either in the next couple of weeks or potentially back end of the year. We don't really know, it might tell us in the article, but they're usually pretty vague. But there's some interesting stuff here if you're a fan of 40,000 and the Astra Militarum. And an old familiar hero returns in a new edition. How about we take a look at this one? Stand with Yarrick, you know, the dead guy. Who isn't dead? Categorically is not absolutely 100% dead. He is still out there doing things on Armageddon. I am sure of it. And the Astra Militarum in a new lineup of Black Library releases. The unending legions of the Astra Militarum are the perfect protagonists for a good Black Library novel. They're present in almost every war zone in the galaxy, one way or another, and offer a uniquely human perspective on the ungodly horrors of the 41st millennium. There's an arsenal of new tales to come from Black Library, joined by some returning classics and much demanded sequels. To kick things off, we have a big boxed set of Commissar Yarrick stories, with a pedigree as fine as the old man of Armageddon himself, who again is categorically still alive. This is nice. They did this with the Space Wolves, didn't they? The William King stuff. I think they did 2 volumes. They did the William King trilogy and then the 4th William King book and then 2 other books that were written by other authors. Really nice boxed set. Quite expensive. I think they're about £100 through GW. But this looks really, really nice. And it is just a lovely little collection from the picture, isn't it? So, what do you actually get in this? Before he became the legend who bested Gazkul Thraka on the war-racked world of Armageddon, Sebastian Yarrick was a fresh-faced commissar beginning his frontline career in Yarrick Imperial Creed by David Annandale. This classic novel is collated in a regal new collection alongside Yarrick the Pyres of Armageddon, in which he makes planetfall on the world that will make his name, and Chains of Golgotha and other stories. This is your chance to own a complete collection of Yarrick's most legendary adventures. Lovely artwork of Yarrick there as well, in all of his resplendent red-eye glory. The faceless regiments of the Death Corps of Krieg are relentless in their pursuit of victory, and they'll need to double down on their die-hard determination in The Relentless Dead by Steve Lyons, who has penned quite a few of these Death Corps of Krieg novels. This is the next Death Corps novel after Dead Man Walking, capturing the bleak horror of life in a Krieg trench line. I've heard amazing things about the Krieg books, but honestly, not sure I could take it. Maybe one day we'll see, but it looks like this one's coming. Steve Lyons does a lot of Krieg stuff. I think he's well received in the Krieg side of things, so that's good. And they obviously keep giving him new Krieg books to write, so he's clearly got some good ideas. Fingers crossed this one lives up to the hype. I think that's going to be quite popular. Colonel Graven of the 401st Krieg Regiment has been tasked with finding a missing Inquisitor in an endless warren of bone caverns racked by chaos plague, and it doesn't take long for his kill team to come up against unspeakable horrors that cannot be allowed to see the light of day. That actually sounds really interesting. Maybe I should read the Krieg stuff. Let me know in the comments. Should I pick up some of the Krieg books and run through it must be a trilogy by now. And then we have the next couple. These are from Andy Clark. Well, Steel Tread's been out for a little while, I think, but Demolisher is a direct sequel to Steel Tread. Demolisher by Andy Clark is the gripping tale of a Lehman Russ crew in the midst of an apocalyptic war. We rejoin Hedaya Estul and her motley mob of tankers, now dealing with the fame they earned with their success in Operation Jotun. They're on the fast-track transfer to the next critical offence. And this time it may be more than their poor tank can handle. A legendary Lord Commissar must survive the perilous journey to the beleaguered front, but dark forces await to ambush the convoy when it's at its most vulnerable. Alongside the release of Demolisher, Steel Tread will return to the range in a new hardback version to match its sequel, so you can follow our hero's story from the beginning. Steel Tread, I believe, is widely available in paperback. But the problem with Black Library books, and this is a complaint that I will have forever until they fix it, they don't actually keep them in stock. There's hundreds of books. I'm not going to argue that there's too many to keep in stock all the time, but it's so hard to get hold of. Even like the Gaunt's Ghost collections. You can buy the collection of the first 3 books, but you can't get any of the others. It's so hard to get these books, especially long-running, wonderful series like Gaunt's Ghosts. Eisenhorn's different. You can pretty much pick up Eisenhorn, but that is such a key focal point for starting 40k, I think. So it's nice that this is coming back. Hardbook is a bit questionable. That makes it sound a bit fancy. I prefer a paperback myself. But it is good that they're reprinting it, and in the same style as Demolisher, which means for those people, like me, in all honesty, who like their books to have a similar cover art, not a bad idea. And if you're into the tankers and Leman Russ and, proper armoured warfare of the Astra Militarum, the Imperial Guard, again, I've heard good things about Steel Trade, so hopefully this one will be good as well. And then we also have the Vagabond Squadron. If you prefer your stories more airborne and can't get enough of Double Eagle and Interceptor City, they were both Dan Abnett books. A new novel all about an elite squadron of Valkyrie pilots should be right up your alley. Vagabond Squadron by Robbie McNiven tells the story of the 901st Tactical Wing, a hard-flying and hard-fighting band of pilots thrown into their most dangerous conflict yet, as the looming threat of Xenos air superiority threatens to end the defense of Cannae Tertius, a perfect recipe for disaster when a novice aviator is added into the mix. All 4 of these books will be getting their own magnificent special editions for dedicated officers of the Astra Militarum who want the best in their collections. We'll have more details on these later this year, so these should be out by the end of the year, which is good. That one sounds interesting. I've never read a Robbie McNiven book, but I love a good Valkyrie, and yeah, this might be an interesting one. I might pick this up. I'm not completely sold on the core of the Astra Militarum stuff. I pick and choose, so this probably isn't for me, but I think that again this could do well. Krieg, I don't know, they're not a faction that I really get on with, but Krieg fans, let me know how good your books are, and let me know if you're looking forward to this one below. And I think that the Yarrick collection is just, they're obviously gonna do something with Yarrick, right? Why would you re-release his books in such a beautiful collection if there's no Yarrick? You wouldn't re-release books about a character who you can't buy a model for, would you? Surely, that's just poor marketing. I think we're going to see Yarrick. Maybe the end of this edition is going to be Yarrick returning. There's already some stuff brewing on Armageddon. Yeah, very cool. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. As always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.